Hi, welcome to Create Art with me. Today we're going to be making a ceramic castle with a moat and glass beads. The tools that you're going to need today are going to be a feather tool, a modeling tool, a needle tool, a cup of water, a paper towel, just an old paintbrush for doing our slip with. Of course, you'll need clay. You'll also need a pair of 1/4 inch square slats. These are just dowel rods that I've cut down. They were 36 inches. I've cut them in half and they work perfect for our slats. You'll also need a rolling pin. You'll need a paper towel tube that I cut down from about to about 3/4 the size approximately. You'll also need some newsprint for stuffing the paper towel roll. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you want to take your clay, you want to lay it in front of you. We want to put the slats on either side, and we are going to use this paper towel roll kind of as a guide. So if I will put my paper towel roll here, I can see the placement that my slats need to be in order for me to roll out my clay. So what I'll do now is roll back and forth, flip it over, back and forth. This clay is really stiff. Back and forth. The reason why I'm flipping it over is so that it doesn't stick to the board. And one final time. Okay, now once I've got my clay completely rolled out, then what I will do is I'm going to take my needle tool and I'm going to trim off the edge here in order to have a nice straight edge to work with. Keep your clay. We can use this clay for windows and doors, even our drawbridge a little bit later on. All right, you can take your slats and move them off to the side. And now what we want to do is we want to take our paper towel roll, and before we go any further, we actually need to stuff the paper towel roll with newsprint so that it will help keep its form. Oops, coming out the other side. You stuff it so it's nice. There we go. All right, now I'm going to lift up the edge of my clay here just a little bit, and we want to roll the clay onto the paper towel roll. Now, here is where we are going to trim our clay. So what we want to do is we want to take a look at this and we want to see where does it overlap, and we want to come just a little bit further. So I'm just going to take my needle tool and I'm going to mark here where that overlaps, just like this, and then I'll take my slat and I'll use it kind of like a ruler or a straight edge, and I'm going to pull it straight across just like that. Now keep this extra clay because we're going to use this for the top of our castle, and again any other doors and windows and that kind of thing. So just take that clay and set it towards the top of your board. And what we want to do at this point is we want to take our clay and we are going to score and slip, because you always have to score and slip wherever you're going to attach clay to clay. So I have to scratch two areas. I have to scratch both this portion of it as well as the inside where I'm going to attach. So I'll also score right here. Go back and forth. Remember that the scoring and slipping creates a mud-like mixture, which acts like glue to keep our to glue our castle together, to glue the pieces together. So next, take your paintbrush, place it in water, wiggle on top to make it a really nice goopy, muddy mixture. The muddier it is, the better. All right, now I'm going to take these two pieces and I want to roll them onto each other, and then I'm going to press down with my fingers just like this so that they are attached nicely. But there's still a big seam right here that doesn't look very pleasant, and so we want to make sure that that is seamless. Okay, we don't want to see that. So I'm going to turn this way, and then what I'll do is I'll take my water and my modeling tool, and I'm going to very lightly press this onto itself. So we want to smooth this out. That also helps to join the two pieces together. Just like that. You can also take your fingers and you can press and smooth it out. Okay, if your clay starts to get these wrinkles in it that are called elephant skin, it just means that your clay is drying out just a little bit. That's normal. As the clay is exposed to more air, then it will start to dry out. And so just take your fingers, smooth back and forth, just rehydrating the clay. All right, after that, then we're going to take the clay and we just want to press, make sure that it is pressed on to itself really good. So I'm just taking my hand and I'm pressing, kind of compressing the clay a little bit onto the paper towel roll like that. All right, another thing that I can do is I can take the clay and I can tap it onto my board here just a little bit to help make sure that it is even with my paper towel roll, or at least fairly even with it. It doesn't really matter if it sticks out just a little bit. Whatever part of it ends up sticking up further than the paper towel roll, then that'll probably be our top, and it's going to end up being covered anyway by the top battlement part, which is the top of the castle that has the little zigzaggy lines.